This is a unionized meeting down here at the Capitol. We got Mutual Aid Monday over here, where we feed everybody on Monday, resources and stuff. You're not in the shop, bud. This guy just waved though. He's cool. The employees of Colorado are trying to unionize. There's a unionized meeting right here. I'm all for it. Yeah. I don't know about that man dressed as a fucking, or that man dressed as a woman up there yelling and shit. I don't know about that, but what the fuck that's got to do with unionizing, but shit. I ain't hating, no. It is what it is.
How is everybody doing? Can you hear me? All right, I am Dennis Doherty. I am the executive director of the Colorado AFL-CIO. Thank you to Jay Kelly from CWF for leading those jams. On behalf of the Stronger Denver campaign, the AFL-CIO is so proud to be here to support municipal collective bargaining. Give it up! So many people out here today, so many people out here on these steps to make sure that every employee in Denver can get collective bargaining rights, regardless of who they are. 10,000 city workers who've waited way too long for these fundamental human rights or recognition from this city. Let's give it up for those folks. Let's just make sure you're still warm. When I say worker, you say power. Worker! Power! Worker! Power! So I have the pleasure to introduce John Alvino, who's going to be our first speaker today, who's president of the Denver Area Labor Federation. John, a big round of applause and warm welcome.
All right, thank you. Brothers and sisters, can you hear me? Yeah! All right. Wait, hold on. Can you hear me? Yeah! Let me hear solidarity! 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 Outstanding. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here today as president of the Denver Area Labor Federation to stand in support of collective bargaining for Denver city workers. I want to acknowledge my fellow Dallas officers. I can't find her, but it's Sandra Parker Murray here.
I just want to walk up in there and act like I'm part of that fucking group. Just sit up on the steps with them and shit.
To the city workers in the crowd, we stand with you in solidarity. For those of you who don't know, the Denver Area Labor Federation was founded in 1882, just 24 years.
Yeah, they got the Teamsters here. Look at this. They were bumping music. They got the buses. These folks are really unionizing out here. This is actually pretty cool.
That is absolutely shameful. And it's time that we right that wrong, brothers and sisters. Are you with me? Yeah! I want to read real quick a resolution, which we passed in support of Denver City collective bargaining at the Denver Area Labor Federation. Be it resolved, Dow stands in unwavering support of collective bargaining for all workers in Denver. Moreover, Dow will continue to spread our message that workers' rights are human rights. That without the power of collective bargaining, the balance is skewed towards the employer, and that social and economic justice in the workplace and society are only possible when workers have a real seat at the table. And we are city workers to all.
Y'all want to see the faces of these folks? About to walk straight up in there.
All working people deserve a voice, all working people need a union. And especially those people who make our city run. So just know that the Denver Area Labor Federation in Delft, we stand with you and with all working people in Denver. We need collective bargaining now. So one more time before I close it out, let me hear it. Solidarity!
Solidarity!
Outstanding.
John Oviedo! Next up, we have some directly impacted workers that we want you to hear from today. The first up is Denise Stalter, who works for the city of Denver. Give it up for Denise.
We have Sarah, one of our sub-council members here supporting.
We got Mutual Aid Monday here.
That.
We got Mutual Aid Monday. What's up?
County of Denver for 12 years. I've also been a loyal Teamsters member for the same time without collective bargaining. Most of my time I worked for the Denver International Airport, the Sheriff's Department. I'm currently back out at the airport. Where I help to retire. I love the work I do and the people I work with and the people I serve every day. I'm here to tell you that you can love your job and you still need a union. I want to repeat myself.
I like that. You can love your job, but you still can have a union. That's what's up.
You can love your job and still need a union. I want to share my story about how important it is that the city workers have a union. I have had great bosses, including my current one, but I've also had experience with a very toxic boss. I was harassed, bullied, stalked, and just that's a small list of the workplace violence I endured. I experienced just because she did not like me. I thought I was doing the right thing by talking to HR, reporting there, going to senior leadership multiple times, but quite to the opposite.
HR is there to protect the company.
It got worse. I was retaliated against. It finally got so bad I had
It's like
to
going to the person that's going to go to the company and cover for them.
Stressful work environment because of her continual abuse of power. Sadly, I was not the only one targeted. In another situation, I was sexually assaulted by a senior VP, and again, I did not get the support I needed or deserved. I was told to move on and get over it, even having to face this gentleman a couple days later. Well, he was ultimately terminated. My experience has shown me that employees must have an independent voice in the workplace. Just going to HR is not enough. We need a union to negotiate for justice and protection for ourselves as city workers so we can protect and serve the people of Denver. That's right! I was also asked by HR, why am I still at the city after all the things that have happened to me? I answered because I'm not the bad person. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I know I'm effective every day in my job, and I have an outstanding work ethic. My annual performance reviews speak highly of my level of work and commitment to the city of Denver, and always receiving the highest ratings, exceeds expectations, every one, except for the one from the toxic boss. And she retaliated against me and gave me an average. When I asked, why do you support bad bosses and protect them, HR had no response. So when I was with the Sheriff's Department the last couple of years, they were going through collective bargaining to negotiate their priorities and concerns. I asked myself why the rest of the city employees do not have the same option. I think it's important. It's time to make it right, Denver. We all want best for the city and its employees. I'm a Colorado native and I love the city, but it's time that workers must have a voice to make sure our city can be the best it can be. I've been supported by the Teamsters during this turmoil. They helped me to get through it. The city did not. No one should ever, ever have to experience what I did as an employee. Thank you very much.
One more time for Denise, give it up!
Woo!
I am going to come down here because we have the co-sponsors of this measure. And we have elected officials here, both from the state level and the city level, who fight for workers.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Fight for workers. It's so important to have folks.
There's a lot of faces down here running the city down here and community-wise. Like I said, you come down here and shake the right hands. You come down here and be a community member. Right folks will fucking listen to you and make some real changes.
when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Yes. So my name is Chris Hines. I serve on City Council representing District 10. If you don't know what it is, you're in it. Thanks for coming to Perfect 10. I just have two things I want to talk about. First of all, this is right because we care about equity. It's equitable. About a quarter or a third of city employees already have the right to collectively bargain, and it's equity that we give that right to so many more people. That's we care a lot about equity as a city, as an elected body, and this is how we live our values. We demonstrate that we want to provide equity for as many city employees as we possibly can. So that's just number one. Number two, this is the right thing to do. Would you agree? Yeah! That's, what is that? That's leading the audience, I guess? Am I right? Anyway. Yeah! This is the right thing to do because we have a middle class that keeps shrinking, keeps going away, and this is a way to protect our middle class. Our middle class is who keeps us going. They provide us teachers, firefighters, nurses. We've got construction trades. We've got commercial workers, UFCW. We've got so many people. Yes, all right. We've got so many people that need that representation so that we can preserve our middle class. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm a proud member of the Teamsters Local 17. And I'm proud to be a co-sponsor of this legislation. Who's next?
Hi everybody, how are y'all? I'm Sarah Perry. I am one of our 2 council members at large, which means I represent all of Denver. I'm incredibly proud to do that. Before this job, I was
that girl let her eat my
food.
food. If that girl let her dog eat my food, I'm gonna go off on her ass. Watch.
Power imbalances in workplaces. And how they result in abuse, wage theft, discrimination, sexual harassment, you name it. One of the reasons that, there are many reasons why our public workers need to be allowed to unionize in Denver, just like their private sector counterparts. One is that we know in public workplaces, in unionized workplaces, people are paid more, those workplaces are safer, and people have more job satisfaction and longevity in their jobs. Common sense. That matters to our workers, and that also matters to us as citizens of the city. I want to know that people want to stay in city jobs and grow in their roles and continue to do the important work that they do for the rest of my life here in Denver. But in addition to that, and I mentioned this morning, unions, unionization, proper treatment of workers is also our democracy on the kind of the lowest, smallest beginning level. If you can find your voice at work, and if you can participate with other workers in making decisions collectively, and not doing that because your boss told you to, but talking to each other and figuring it out, that is where you begin to grow civic engagement. That is where you may begin to get a footing to then step out of the workplace and do something like run for city council, like a certain former DHS caseworker I know. That may be what leads you to become a leader in your political party. And so unions are a place where we actually address the power imbalances in our society, where we make sure that, in fact, working people have a voice, they know how to use that voice, they have support in using that voice, and they know that they will be met by the sense that their voices matter. So we need to pass this bill. We're going to pass it tonight. The voters need to pass it in November. We're going to pass it in November, and I'm so proud to have stood with all of you to do it. One last thing, forgot to mention, I am a very proud member of CWA 7799. And I was able to join that union as an adjunct law faculty.
I like this one. There's a lot.
My union membership out of their hands. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Councilwoman. You and Heinz are hard to follow, but I'm very proud to stand by the work that you guys have worked so hard to do and that unions have been working so hard for such a long time. I think of my father, who's a Mexican immigrant, who was able to join the Carpenters Union when he was first starting his And another thing that I think about is it's more than wages, it's quality of life and health care. And that's another thing that's really important to my family, is that my mom at the age of 12 got her first